And this is Ken Kraetzer in Washington, D.C. for CBSI Services. We're at the Kraetzer Secure Connections America conference and have a chance to talk with one of the hosts of the event, and that is Michelle Evans from Euromonitor. And Michelle, if you would, just tell us a little bit about this event. It's the first time CBSI's had a chance to attend.
Yeah, CART started in Paris 30 years ago, and they have regional conferences in Hong Kong and also DC here. So the focus is on North America, Latin America. In terms of the industry, we look at smart cards, identity, mobility, etc.
Okay, and you led a session today looking at mobile payments, seeing some of the trends. One of the things that you mentioned is that 3 out of 5 consumers would like to use proximity type transactions. What are some of the trends that you see happening in mobile payments?
Yeah, some of the trends that I highlighted today was this idea of payments becoming more invincible. So the idea of an app like an Uber that pushes payments behind the scenes. You also have, I talked about remote purchases, which is this idea of a consumer buying an item while they're on the go, away from the store, using their tablet, mobile device. So that's certainly we've seen an increase of that in developed markets. And then, as you mentioned, this idea of mobile proximity payments. Obviously, that's the hot topic in the industry, and the industry is still struggling with how to entice consumers. But as you mentioned, 3/5 are certainly interested in making such a purchase, according to the survey that we've done.
Now, you mentioned, and we hear often the Starbucks scenario, one of the companies that's been a good example of people being able to use their smartphone to make a purchase. Where are some of the other likely consumer scenarios, usage areas that we'll see consumers using their smartphone to make transactions?
Well, I think in terms of places that it might happen, it probably is going to be that high frequency kind of place like a coffee shop, a fast food restaurant, something where a consumer is going to have repeat purchases at. In terms of markets or companies that may drive this, I think something that is exciting is certainly Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, etc. Because they're obviously launching in the U.S. And Samsung Pay is also going to launch in South Korea, its home market as well. But I think what's interesting about companies like this is that we're seeing for the first time the true ability for an in-store mobile payment app to go global, and we haven't seen that before.
And the following speaker, your session from AB Note, Mark, talked about creating the want. What really has to happen for more consumers in the American market to use their smartphones for mobile payment?
Yeah, I think, at the end of the day, a mobile payment is going to have to be as cheap, safe, and easy to use as a traditional payment method. And that, that puts them on an even playing field. But mobile payments are going to have to add some sort of value add. Now, maybe it's points, maybe it's discounts, but there can also be so many more services built around a mobile app and a mobile experience. So maybe this idea of knowing who you are when you walk into the store, knowing what you shopped for online, didn't end up purchasing, but here it is on this aisle in the local store. So things like that can really drive consumer behavior.
And Michelle, maybe just tell us a little bit about your publication, Euromonitor. What can readers find? What kind of some of the subjects that you cover?
Yeah, Euromonitor, we're a global market research firm. So we study consumer markets across 30 different industry sectors. I in particular work on the consumer finance system, which obviously looks at mobile payments. So certainly if you're interested in consumer markets, anything from soft drinks to food service to beauty and personal care, we certainly have data and analysis around that. So our website is euromonitor.com, and there is a link on there to go to our blog, which we release some of our information there.
Okay, Michelle Evans from Euromonitor, thank you for leading the sessions today, telling us a little bit about the trends in mobile payment.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
This is Ken Kraetzer at Kraetzer Secure Connections America in Washington, D.C. for CBSI Services.